All right, we'll see if this is working. We are going live for the first time, seeing how this is going to work. But today I had some points in my Sideshow account, so I've been and I've had some rewards for like $25 off. So I've been trying to see if I can find any hot toys on Sideshow. So wait for some people to get in here, see if we can go live. Just want to make sure this is working. See if if anyone's in here in the chat, go ahead and let me know. Make sure this is working. We're just testing this out for the first time, and then gonna do a little shopping for some hot toys. Sure this is working. Yeah, I think it's working. All right, cool. What do we want to get? I don't know. So basically, I have like a $25 off code, and oh, nice, we got some people in here. What's going on, Brawley? What's up, Ethan? Yeah, so I just wanted to go live, test this out, but I have a $25 off code that is expiring soon on Sideshow, and I've been trying to move away from Sideshow, so I've been trying to use all of my points, and then try and get them down to 0. But they keep sending me $25 off codes for getting Star Wars toys, and so I kind of want to use it. So I'm trying to see if anything is worth it. I got one of these codes like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I wasn't going to use it, but Princess Leia Bespin outfit was free shipping and with $25 off. I have a pretty strong investment thesis on that figure, so I went ahead and picked up a second one. So I'm trying to see if there's anything similar right now that we can see for that. So Mark V, not interested, not interested in that. I've been kind of thinking about Thor from Infinity War. I don't have a Thor, and I was kind of hoping to get the Endgame one, but I just don't really love the look that the Endgame Thor. So I don't really like the fat kind of look for that Thor. So I don't really know which Thor I'm going to get. Maybe I'll get the Avengers one when they re-announce that. I don't know. Not looking for this Thanos. Probably gonna wait for the battle damage one. I'm thinking I might use the $25 off and for a pre-order of a second Commander Cody. That's one I've been considering. Don't really want the stealth suit. Captain America. Let's see what's available for. It's just available for pre-release right now. So if you guys didn't know this, Sideshow, I guess it was recently, maybe in the past 2 months, they started actually letting you use those $25 off codes that you get. You can use them on pre-orders now, which is super sweet. You can even use on this vintage Boba Fett, which is another one I've been considering doing. So maybe I'll do that one. Could use on Cody or vintage Boba Fett or Qui-Gon. I'm kind of leaning towards only using this $25 off code on figures that are either you can't pre-order at other websites, because I pre-order all of my figures now from other websites and other retailers like Steven's Collectibles. But for instance, this vintage color Boba Fett is a Sideshow exclusive, so that's why I'm thinking about doing that one, or Cody or Qui-Gon, because you basically can't pre-order those anywhere else now for cheaper. Maybe I'll get the. I still haven't ordered the original Mandalorian. I kind of just saw the Beskar one and jumped on that one, but I might get that one. New Death Trooper. I don't know. I'm not gonna get this Thor. I just don't really like the outfit that much. I think the best Thor is the Gladiator Thor. I don't know what you guys think. Can you use your upcoming reveals? I think I can. That's actually a good point. I didn't really think about that. I think the code expires on I think it's middle of this week. When's the event? It starts tomorrow, right? I think I saw something like 7 p.m. Eastern time is when the event starts. So maybe I'll hang on to it till then. I don't want to check the code right now because obviously if I look and see when the code expires, the code is going to be like, it will show what the code actually is. I imagine anybody can take it, but I guess I could just wait for that. Probably do that. Or pick up Cody, Vintage, Boba, or Qui-Gon. It kind of sucks though because none of these are like free shipping. Like the reason why it was such a steal to use the last code I had on Bespin Leia was she was already free shipping. So like the $25 off code, because Sideshow shipping is so absolutely ludicrous, it's basically like a little bit better than free shipping because like the shipping is like $21 or like $20 usually anyways. So like it's not like that compelling for me to like order a figure with this $25 off code unless it has free shipping too. That's what made Bespin Leia such a steal, because like I think I got Bespin Leia for like $180 with the code and the free shipping, and that was like a no-brainer for me. But nothing else really sticks out to me much as like a no-brainer. And I also have like a lot of these figures already on pre-order from other websites. Like I have like this one, like Cody, Rex, Mandalorian, Endgame, Captain America, Vintage Boba. And Vintage Boba I have pre-ordered on here, obviously because it's the only place you can get it. Qui-Gon, yeah, dude, the collector, dude, the delays are unbelievable. I was thinking about making a video about this. I think that Hot Toys should really like, as much as I love all of the announcements that they're doing, like we feel like we're getting so many like new figure announcements. Dude, they should just like focus on getting out the like plethora of figures that have already been on pre-order and are like continue to get delayed. Like it's awesome and exciting for them to like keep announcing these new figures, but if these figures like Qui-Gon and like Cody that were supposed to come out like 2 or 3 months ago still haven't come out yet, can we just like can Hot Toys just focus their efforts on getting those figures out before we like continuously announce more and more figures? It starts to make it seem like you get excited for a figure, but you're like, dude, I don't even know when this figure is going to come out. Like, so what if they say that, it's coming out in like a year? Like, that doesn't really hold anything because they like hardly ever stick to that. And then you have like other figures that like get announced and then come out like super early. Like people are already getting like their vintage Boba, like that's super early. I guess it's because they already had that old mold. People are getting like their homemade suit Spidey like super early. Again, it's probably because they had like an old mold of it, but I really want them to, the delays are piling. It sucks. I saw like Black Widow. I think Black Widow like got delayed too. I don't know if you guys saw that. Vintage Boba is going to be shipping out this week if you pre-order it. Yeah, I know. I'm pumped about that. I actually already have one pre-ordered. I just want to like use this code, so I was thinking maybe I'll just pick up a second one of that one. But yeah, no, I'm super stoked. I saw a lot of people, started getting those already. Like people who like order it from Hong Kong. Are you going to try? Are you trying to get a figure to collect or to invest? I'm always just trying to get figures like to like collect, but when I have like this opportunity to just like extra code and stuff, I tend to try and use it on figures that like I think will go up in value. But I would also be happy with just having them if they don't, and like maybe having a second one or using it to like trade someone or something. So yeah, for this I am kind of more looking at, because I have so many of these figures already pre-ordered, I'm more looking at a figure to invest in. And so like obviously if if any of you guys watch my videos, that like I'm like very big on like Rex, Cody, Qui-Gon. I think there's some of the ones that are going to perform like very well. I think vintage Boba Fett will also do very well, but like Remnant Stormtrooper like did nothing for me. I don't even have one of these figure pre-ordered, and I have no intention of picking up that figure. Upgrade suit Spidey. Heavy dude, I can't wait for this heavy infantry Mandalorian to come out. That figure's gonna be so sick. And this Mark 47. I also have like both of these on pre-order. Can't wait for this Mark 47. I can't wait for this Kylo too. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. The Hot Toys Kylo Ren from The Last Jedi has like taken a pretty steep decline recently. I think it's because people are realizing that this is probably the Kylo to have. The Last Jedi Kylo got up to like 450 in the secondary market, and now I see people listing it now for like $340 on eBay and like Facebook groups, and it sits for like a couple of days. So that figure has been really interesting, and I think it's because people realize this figure is bad. As soon as I saw this figure, I thought this figure is definitely better than the Last Jedi one. The only complaint people had, I think, was like the hair, like this like washback hair look, which I do think the Last Jedi hair does look a little bit better, but this one by no means looks bad. And you still get like the cape, which is like totally the selling point of this figure. The cape is so great on that figure, and then like I think like this helmet like all scratched up and stuff looks really cool. I'm actually excited for this Kyle. As much as I hate most of the sequel figures and like characters, like Adam Driver just absolutely just like I think he put like the sequels like on his back, and he's like an awesome actor. I'm pumped for this figure. You know, it says that, you know, we're getting it like April 2021 to June 2021, which means we're probably getting it April 2022 to June 2022. But like, you know, one day in like 10 years when we actually get that figure, that's gonna be a cool release. Do you have any interest in DC Hot Toys, especially with this cut of Justice League coming? Honestly, not really. I'm not like too big on DC figures. Like I like I'm like very big fan of like the Dark Knight, you know, like from that universe, like those films, like, you know, like all those figures. But like a lot of those are just like really dated. I kind of wish that they would do like updated versions of them. But in terms of like other figures, like picking up like Harley Quinns or like anything like that, like honestly not too interested in that. I basically just stick to mostly Star Wars and then like decent bit of Marvel. But I don't really venture too much outside that. But there are some awesome figures in there. I just know if I start collecting like one or two, I'm going to end up buying all of them, and I don't really need that right now. I already have enough figures on pre-order right now. What else we got? Iron Patriot. Here are the ones that like I don't have on pre-order still. Like, if you watch my videos, you probably already know this. Don't have the Battle Damage Thanos on pre-order. Probably will end up doing that. Don't have Iron Patriot. I don't know about this one. Don't have Princess Leia, and don't have any interest in picking her up. Ant-Man, no. Incinerator Trooper, I'm like kind of on the fence of. I still haven't pre-ordered it. Already have this. Homemade Suit, already have. I'm super gassed for that figure to come out. You know, obviously a bunch of people are already getting theirs. I'm hoping that, you know, people start getting it in the US soon, but this is such a sick figure. What's your opinion on Thanos Endgame Hot Toy? Are surprised that the Infinity War figure is still sitting. So I'll answer the first question, Dylan. So for Thanos, I think that if you're deciding between battle damage and non-battle damage, I would say definitely pick up the battle damage. I know that if I'm going to pick up one, it's going to be the battle damage. It's just like more iconic. The accessories that come with are just better. Like the secondary head sculpt is like great. It's just like a superior version to the regular armored one. For I think, what is it, $13 more. So what's going on, Jedi Patrol? Yeah, so that's what I think about like that one, but I like the battle damage one. The problem for me is that it doesn't like fit into detail, and I know that you can like maneuver your like IKEA detail, like take out a display shelf, but then like it always just looks like kind of like unbalanced to me. Like if I were to get like one of those like really large display cabinets, actually kind of like some of the one that like Jedi Patrol has in his videos, where you can display like a bunch of different Hot Toys, like all different sizes, then I would be much more inclined to pick up Thanos. But for me, with just like a standard IKEA Detolf, kind of like more of like a simple display for now, because I just like don't really have the space. It's harder for me to pick it up, but I'm probably going to end up picking up Battle Damage Thanos. That feels like one that I'm going to regret if I don't pick it up. And so if I pick up that, then I have to pick up Mark 85 Battle Damage as well. So I definitely like that one. In terms of the Infinity War figure sitting, it doesn't surprise me too much. One, they really oversupplied those figures, especially the Mark 50. Like they did like multiple runs. Like that figure has been sitting forever. And then Infinity War Thanos, like that. I mean, sorry, Infinity War Thor, like that figure. You know, they like resupplied. So like I think they just like really oversupplied that run because like that movie did so well. And then like, you know, it's still sitting now because now we have like this like endgame like influx of figures coming, and like most of the endgame figures are just like superior versions of whatever the Infinity War one was. Like think about it, if you were going to pick up like a Captain America and you only want to pick up one in your decision between like Infinity War Captain America or Endgame Captain America, I feel like it's a pretty clear, obvious decision to pick up like the Endgame Captain America. And I feel like that's like a lot of the things that are happening to these Infinity War movies. Like Thanos, who's going to pick up Infinity War Thanos when they can pick up like the Endgame version, or Iron Man, who wants to pick up Mark 50 right now when they can just pick up Mark 85. Like if they're on the fence on those two, they're probably gonna pick the endgame one. So I think that it's just like not helping for those figures, and I imagine they're going to continue to sit. Tough for the Infinity War figures, but like, you know, that's kind of the way I'm feeling about them. There's one other site that I wanted to show you guys. I don't know. Some of you guys are probably already familiar with the site, but if you guys don't know about Anno Toys, Anno Toys is like a low-key plug. Like, this is like, okay, so backstory about this website. This is by the way, I'm like totally not sponsored or anything, obviously, by this website or anything, but Anno Toys is basically this like store in the Philippines that like sells hot toys, and it's like a super clutch, low-key way to find some like really solid deals on hot toys. I'll give you guys some examples in a second, but I will caveat it with this. Their customer service has been kind of bad lately. I don't know if it's because like this coronavirus thing or whatever, but I ordered some figures from them like 2 weeks ago, and it took like a while for me to like get in contact with them to like get shipping updates and whatever. But like they're definitely like super legit, and everything is like through PayPal goods and services. So, like you're always covered anyways. But this site will randomly just like go in stock with some like pretty like, you know, some pretty sought after figures at like very reasonable prices. Like for example, they still have Director Krennic in stock, and this is obviously in Philippine pesos. But you can just like convert it on Google. But this comes out to basically like 260 USD. So like if you don't have a Krennic yet, oh sorry, I have to caveat one other thing. Their shipping prices are super high because they use DHL like overnight air. So like on a Director Krennic, it will be $50 in shipping. So you have to take that into account. But usually for a lot of these figures that have like screaming deals, even with that $50 like shipping, it's still like very much worth it to get these figures from this website. So like I always use this website to pick up some figures that I like missed out on, or some ones that like, you know, I slept on a bit. So like this Director Krennic is basically going to be like $310 shipped, brand new. It gets to your house in like 2 or 3. The shipping is insane. It gets to your house in like 2 or 3 days if you live in the States from the Philippines. So like definitely check out Anno Toys if you haven't. And we're gonna go through in a second. Let me just catch up here on things. Any hopes on an Iron Spider restock? I don't know if they're going to, but that figure isn't that hard to get in the secondary market. Like, I don't have an Iron Spider. I think like the material is just like kind of tough for that figure, and like you can usually pick it up, like relatively cheap. Like I think you can get it for like 10 or 15% above retail if you look. So like I wouldn't trip too much about hoping for that one to be out in restock. You can find a good deal on that one. A lot of people have been letting go of that figure, just because like the material is like very hard to pose. Love your channeling opinion. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Nobody's paying attention to Mando first version because since Beskar was announced, production for this should be lower. I think this figure will be a grail after selling out. That's actually a very, I feel like that's very rational thought, Braulio. People are definitely sleeping on that first issue of Mando, and if we like never see him in that look again, which I would imagine we would never see him in that look again, because obviously for the rest of the shows he's gonna have like that Beskar outfit or something better. It is gonna be pretty sick to like have like the Mandalorian with the original armor look. I didn't actually really think about that like point of view, but that's actually like super interesting. Pre-ordered both versions of Mando. I don't think you're alone on that. I think most people did. Do you think they are going to do another Scarlet Witch? Yeah. I mean, hasn't that like kind of already been leaked? I think that like it's been leaked already that they're going to be doing Scarlet Witch, which is great. And I think that actually is like a good rumor, like a truthful rumor, because I noticed that over the next couple of days after that like rumor came out, a lot of people started posting their Scarlet Witches on Facebook for like way less than she was going for, like 375, 350 area, which, and you know, she at one point she's like a 600 plus figure. So I bet they will actually, but I haven't done like my full research on it, but it seems like it's coming. But back to Anno Toys, like some of the things you find, right? So you can still get Director Krennic for like it's like 290 shipped, 300 shipped, which is like pretty good for a Director Krennic right now. And like if you don't have a Director Krennic right now and you want one, you gotta like jump on the gas now, because like this figure is probably gonna be a $400 figure in like a month and a half or 2 months, is what it feels like. What's up, Austin? You know, they have like Bespin Leia which is like, you can still, I wouldn't jump on this one here because like you can still find her like on eBay for just like slightly over retail. What else they got? They have like, Deluxe Luke. That's about that's like $290 USD. So like call it like 340 shipped. It's not like an amazing deal on that figure, but to like get a brand new, that's pretty legit. They have like a Boba Fett. They have an Obi-Wan. They've had this Obi-Wan in stock for a while, the deluxe version. This comes out to like, let me just pull up the conversion. Let me see, Philippine peso to USD. So what is that? 16,059. So that's $325 for this Obi-Wan. So that's like 360, 370 shipped. This figure has actually trended down recently, so it's not like as amazing of a deal as it once was, but that's still like pretty good. Brand new Obi-Wan for under 400. Like, if anyone doesn't have that one, I would maybe jump on that deal. This one was in stock for a bit too. They did like a restock a couple, like 2 weeks ago, and they had this one in stock, but it has since sold out. This Mud Trooper is not available for pre-order. I already checked, but this is like retail for this one. Yo, what's up, Brian? Good to see you. Hopefully, like with Black Widow, they use sculpted hair for the next Scarlet Witch. They should definitely use sculpted hair for the next Scarlet Witch. That was such a good move for them to do that with Black Widow. I can't believe that they even used to do like rooted hair before with Marvel figures. It just looked like it looked like they looked like Barbie dolls before. It was a good move by them to switch away from that. I'm waiting for the Mark 85 and Endgame Captain America figure. Yeah, those are great. I can't wait for the Endgame Captain America figure to come out. I actually don't have a Captain America in my collection. There was like times where I was going to pick one up, but I decided to hold off. But that figure is going to be great. Smash the likes. Dude, thank you. Are you watching? I appreciate it. You getting both Mark 85s out to Austin. Nice. Oh, you are. Dang. I'm only going to get one. If I'm going to get one, I'm going to get the battle damage one, but that's tough that you're grabbing both. Yeah. They don't have this Mud Trooper available for pre-order anymore. Unfortunately, the pre-order is sold out, but that would have been great to get at retail for anyone that missed out on it. Still have a Count Dooku in stock. Still have a Yoda. What else Anno Toys got? I haven't checked in like a week now. I usually check Anno Toys like once a week. Like, for instance, this Anakin Lightside, 12,500 Filipino pesos is like 235, 240 USD. That is an insane deal for Anakin. Obviously, sold out right now. There was a point, it was like, when was it? I think it was like 3 months ago. This figure came in stock, and I immediately jumped on it and got one. And I think I paid, it was like $230, paid like, $45, $50 for shipping, because that's how it always was them. But still, getting Lightside Anakin for under 300, and that was at the time when it was like going for about 450, right before it skyrocketed to like 650. I was insanely pumped to pick up that figure then, because I only had the Dark Side one at the time, so I was super gassed. So that's what I'm saying. Like, this site is clutch. Can you do a quick explanation of how the whole waitlist works on Sideshow? I'm fairly new to collecting and just wondering how long it lasts. Yes, for sure. So like basically you just like jump on the waitlist on Sideshow, and they go in order of like where you are on the waitlist, and like if like they somehow like magically get more in stock, or like people like cancel their orders, or like get rid of like their non-refundable deposit and like don't want the figure anymore, they basically just like give that to the next person. You get like an email saying you have like X amount of time to like claim your spot on the wait list for like a figure. Honestly, I wouldn't bank too much on it. What figures are you waitlisted for? It doesn't end up like working out that often. I think I've only gotten off the waitlist on one figure, and it was like the Mythos Boba Fett. That was a Sideshow figure that it ended up like didn't really even wanting. But the waitlist is kind of like a bummer. Like I don't know if other people in the chat have like had success from it, but I've never really had success from getting off of a waitlist. In my opinion, I think the best Marvel line to collect are the Civil War figures, even though the aftermarket prices are ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, for sure, the Civil War figures are sick. I think that they do have like some of the best figures, like some of the best representations. A lot of characters are from that line, like Ant-Man. I think the best Ant-Man is the Civil War Ant-Man, not the Endgame one. So I hear you there. Plus, like Civil War Captain America is great. Obviously, Civil War Scarlet Witch. That line does have like a lot of sick figures. You never know. That might happen again with these Endgame figures. Like, you know, a lot of the Endgame figures, this is like the pinnacle of the sculpts for some of these figures, and it's like the pinnacle movie that like resonates with, I imagine, with, you know, one of the movies that resonates the most with a Marvel fan. So that I agree. Well, maybe we'll see it again with Endgame. I have a huge diecast Iron Man collection. That's sick. Diecast figures, way to go. I'm debating selling my regular Anakin. Dennis, I think that's interesting. What's pushing you to sell your light side right now? Unfortunately, the price has just like come down. I think that like there's going to be a better opportunity to lean into sell into it. If you're not like strapped for cash and like don't need to sell it right now, I'd probably wait till it trends back up again, especially with like Mandalorian on the horizon. I think that like similar to what we've seen with like this Marvel like coming into the spotlight and like Marvel performing very well this past like month, I imagine something similar is going to happen once the Mandalorian season 2 comes out. And while it might not like directly relate to a figure like Anakin has a lot. Lightside Anakin has a lot of upside over like the next year to you know, to get back to that like 650. Like that figure sold for 700 at one point on eBay. I saw a listing sell for, I think it was like 705 or something. I'd have to like double check it, but that figure got to an absolutely ludicrous price. And I bet like, you know, we're going to see a similar thing when season 2 from Mandalorian comes out and when Captain Rex comes out. Lightside Anakin is going to do very, very well. I expect Lightside Anakin might even like go surpass Darkside Anakin, because like a lot of people who have Captain Rex, like you'd probably want to display him with a light side version of Anakin, you know, not a dark side, to be more like cinematic continuity. How much did you say it goes for? I hope they will announce with Endgame Groot. Yeah, we do need an Endgame Groot. Yeah, I have my dark side Anakin displayed too, Dennis. I prefer the dark side to the light side, but I think like light side right now, you'd probably be able to sell it for like between 450 and 500 in the Facebook group, bit more on eBay, but like that figure can really jam higher. And I think that if I were you, I wouldn't need the money, I wouldn't sell it just now. I'd probably hold out for a bit, just as like let the Marvel wave subside a little bit. It's actually, the market's not great right now for Star Wars selling. Although this figure, what happened to this figure? This figure all of a sudden came out of nowhere. If you haven't checked this figure recently on eBay, go check sold listing on this figure on eBay. This figure is selling for $450 on some listings on eBay. Someone who was in? Oh, it's TC from you know, from the Facebook group. You know, Brian obviously knows him. He posted like a bunch of figures for sale, and I noticed that he posted Leia, and I saw his post like 10 minutes after he posted it, and I saw that he had already put sold on it. So I like did the thing where you like edit the listing to see like how much it sold for, and he listed it for like $350. I messaged him, I was like, yo, TC, how much did you, or like, how did you like already sell the Leia figure? And he was like, yeah, some dude like hit me up and it sold in like 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't like surprised by that, because I noticed that figure had been trending up like out of nowhere, and he posted it for $350 and it sold in less than 10 minutes. I don't know why this figure all of a sudden is in such demand, but if you don't have one and you want one, don't pay eBay prices. Go scoop it right now from Anno Toys. This is like with shipping. This is like $310 USD for like a brand new version. Like, yeah, that's obviously a great deal for a figure that's selling, you know, on eBay for $450 and getting scooped within 10 minutes on Facebook for $350. So again, you know, another sign of Anno Toys being like the low-key plug sometimes. You're right, Bo. The waitlist from Sideshow is very underwhelming and disappointing. You would come out better just buying from other sellers. Yeah, the waitlist. I never bank on the waitlist. Sometimes I just hop on the waitlist and just like whatever. Like, I think I hopped on the waitlist for like Darkside Anakin at one time. It's like, what's the point? There's no way I'm gonna come off the waitlist on this. Especially when figures are like trending that much over retail, like the Mud Trooper, who's like, a lot of people aren't gonna jump off the waitlist, because like if the Mud Trooper ends up being like $400 in secondary market, and like their weight, and like they can like still like buy the figure, they'd probably just buy it and then just resell in the secondary market. So like the waitlist like just like doesn't really work for unless like you're only gonna get off the waitlist a lot of times on figures that are like not that desirable, like the Mythos Sideshow Mythos Boba Fett. Like by then, it figures that you can get off the waitlist, you can probably just get in the secondary market for retail anyways. They have Jyn Erso Deluxe, but the price is pretty ridiculous. I do not understand Nano pricing. I'm pretty sure that they just like are not like that experienced with Hot Toys, or they're just like not in tune with the secondary market. But like for instance, when I got this this light side Anakin, like they know some figures are rare, and so they'll put like a rare icon like up here, or they'll like price it accordingly. Like this Jyn Erso, like they know this Jyn Erso has a lot of demand, so they'll like jam the price higher. But like this one, they just like didn't. So I don't know. Their prices are kind of weird. So like like, even though they have some sought after ones, like it's not worth picking up at some of these prices. Like I don't have a Jyn right now, but I'm not gonna pick it up from here. I'm probably just gonna pick it up in the secondary market at some point. But yeah, this Leia is great. It's crazy how much she's going for secondary market. Also have like Han Solo and Stormtrooper Disguise. Like obviously cannot find that figure like anywhere for retail. This obviously is not retail, but it's not terrible. Let's catch up for the waitlist. Bespin, Leia, Endor, Luke, and Crate Luke was offered to me. Bespin, Leia was good. Endor, Luke, and Crate Luke. Yeah, see, like even those like aren't like terribly sought after figures. So like I guess that's cool to like get off the waitlist for those, but like I've never gotten off the waitlist for like a figure like that I really wanted. Like like get off the waitlist for like Darkside Anakin or like Episode 3 Obi-Wan. Do you think Hot Toys will re-release the Ant-Man as an endgame figure so they can give us collectors a better head sculpt? No, I don't think that they'll do that. That just doesn't seem like something that Hot Toys usually does, unfortunately. Any leaks that you know of Sideshow Con so far? No, not yet. It seems like they kept it pretty tight. I feel like usually by now we would have like seen a leak, but I'm pumped. I think it starts tomorrow. I'm pumped for it. And like Hot Toys is like, I don't know. Do you guys have any information about like the Hot Toys Con thing or whatever they're doing? Saw that and like pretty pumped for that. Don't know too much about it though. Bro, are you more Hot Toy Marvel or Star Wars? Star Wars, definitely. When I started collecting, I've like always been Star Wars first, and started collecting Star Wars like 10 years ago with the vintage collection, and I ended up like basically finishing that series, and then moved to like Star Wars Black Series for a while. But then like kind of got bored of that a little bit, and was always interested in Hot Toys, and then like switched over to Hot Toys and started only with Star Wars, but then like obviously carried over into Marvel because I'm still like a pretty big Marvel fan, especially like Infinity War and Endgame. But primarily Star Wars. Braulio, you sold it for $750. If you don't need the money, wait. There's a small possibility to get the Jedi. Wait, were you talking about Braulio? Were you talking about Lightside Anakin? Let me scroll up in the comments. I know you guys are having a little conversation. I don't know what figure you're talking about. If you're talking about Lightside Anakin, damn, good for you. You literally sold it at its peak. I bet I think it will get back up there again. It's definitely not there right now, but if you sold your Lightside Anakin at $750, you literally sold it at the peak, which is sick. Would you ever do videos on old figures and discuss whether it's worth getting on the aftermarket? I love the way you do your videos, bro. Not many collectors discuss the investment side of collecting. Thanks, Eddie. I really appreciate that. I actually have considered doing that, and I will once I get through a lot of the figures. I've noticed that I have done like some figures that are like already been sold out, and the videos didn't do too well because I think people just like in general search figures that like haven't come out yet to try and get people's perspective. But once I get through a lot of the figures that are like still like on pre-order right now, I'm definitely going to go back and talk about a lot of figures in the aftermarket. My advice, the way I go about picking up figures in secondary market, because there's still a lot of figures that I don't have that like I missed out on because I wasn't collecting at the time. Like K2SO, for example. What I try and do is I just try and think about, before I buy a figure in the secondary market, just like the way I think about like, in terms of like working in like finance, like you can't get caught up in a figure being like a lot of money. If a figure is like going for a lot of money in the secondary market, I usually don't use that as like the catalyst for why I'm not going to pick up a figure. That's basically like trying to time the market. Like you can't, it's the same principle applies to the stock market. Like you can't really time the stock market and think like, oh, like I want to buy some Apple stock and it's trading at like $200. Like I don't think like that's too much. Like that's the stock was selling for just $150 2 weeks ago. Like I'm not gonna pay $200 now. And then like in a week, it's like maybe it might be $220. And then what are you telling yourself now? Now there's if you didn't want to buy at 200, there's no way you're gonna want to buy at 220. And what if it just keeps going up and up and up? You don't really have like control over that. So I feel like there's not really that much advantage to trying to time the market. I think the better thing is to, like at least what I do is I think about figures from like, do they have any reissue risk? Like, if they are they going to get reissued? If they get reissued, obviously the price is going to come down substantially. Like, do I think that this figure is something that could trend upwards? Like, are there more, characters that are coming out that are going to complement this figure a lot? Like, say you don't have Darth Maul yet. Like, you should probably pick up Darth Maul now because I don't really know why they would do a reissue anytime soon. Maybe like like anniversary of the Phantom Menace or something, but that's just like really out on a limb. Like I try and think about that, and then think about like what figures are coming out. Like Qui-Gon is coming out. Like we're probably going to get like an Episode 1 Obi-Wan coming out. Like this figure is probably just going to keep going up, and like it's not that much above retail right now. I'll just probably pick it up now. So I usually try and like. It sucks sometimes to like bite the bullet and buy expensive figures, but I guess to answer your question, I do pick up figures in the secondary market, and I just really just try and think about like try and do like fundamental analysis on if I think the figure is like going to keep going up or keep going down, rather than just like seeing that a figure is going for a very high price and saying, oh, I'm not buying that figure because I know that the person who bought it paid retail for it. Like Jenner, so like that person paid like $250 for that figure. I don't want to pay him $400 for it. Like that's what it's going for in the secondary market. Like you have to pay if you want the figure, you have to pay the market price. It's it only makes sense. Buffy from Sideshow said that codes will release for reward points are given from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. time. They don't last for that much time, so be prepared. Nice, that's good to know. I just want diecast Iron Man Mark 1. Yeah, dude, I know. It's overdue. Hopefully, we'll get it soon. Okay, that's what's up. I'm more Marvel. I really hope Hot Toys show unveiled the Mark 1 diecast. Please, yeah, I know. We'll see if they do it. That's gonna be such a sick release for all the Marvel fans. I would love to see Hot Toys make Emperor Palpatine before he was figured. Absolutely. That figure would be sick. Like Episode 3, like Chancellor Palpatine. Like, how about give us a deluxe pack and give us like Episode 3 Palpatine before and after he was like electrocuted, but like when in his electrocuted look, give him like the Episode 3 one where it kind of has like the fur coat kind of ish top. However, he looked in Revenge of the Sith, but then also give us like the normal look. Where he's still like a Chancellor. That would be such a sick pack. That's just like totally dreaming. I don't know if they're ever going to do that, or at least anytime soon, but that would be so sick. Will Anakin get reissued? I actually think that Anakin is, specifically light side Anakin is actually kind of starting to scare me a little bit. I've been like thinking like, is this a figure that they might end up reissuing? Like with Captain Rex coming out, with the Clone Wars, I imagine at some point they're going to give us a Clone Wars Anakin, which I think is going to reduce the chances of them reissuing regular Anakin. But like, who's to say that they won't? Like, Hot Toys is definitely very cognizant of how much their figures are going for in the secondary market. Look like the Mark 47, for example. That figure got up to like $1,800, and then they like reissued it. Like that, like there's no Spider, like that armor wasn't going to be in any like Spider-Man movie going forward. They definitely reissued that figure only because they were quite aware of how much he was going for in the secondary market. And like, while Anakin isn't going for anything crazy like that, like relative to how much other Star Wars figures go for, Anakin is, the largest outperformer with Shore Trooper. It's like Shore Trooper, Anakin, K2SO, but specifically Anakin and Shore Trooper on a percentage basis are the best performing Star Wars figures that they've done so far. So I think it's definitely on their radar, and I think they have excuses to remake that figure. And who knows, if they give us a Clone Wars Anakin, I bet it wouldn't be that hard to use the mold to make a reissue of, Revenge of the Sith Anakin. So like that one's been a little bit on my radar. I definitely, if you don't have an Anakin, I would not pick it up when it's trending anywhere above like 550. But right now, like if you can pick up an Anakin, light side Anakin for like 400 to 450, which I think you can do right now. Like I have seen some listings on Facebook, like somewhere in that neighborhood. Like I'd probably just pick it up because that is like, I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna say that's easily my favorite yeah, it's easily my top 3 favorite Star Wars Hot Toys in my collection. But yeah, I think there is some reissue risk for that one. The bottom line on all of this is collect what you like. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, like, you collect what you like, and you try and be mindful of like how much you're spending on like what figures you're buying, so that you don't like, you know, explode on your hobby and then can't do it anymore. Like that's like basically what all my channel is like all about. Is like it's all about like collecting the figures that you want, but do it in the most mindful way that you're able to continue to do this like very expensive hobby. And so like the only way to do it is to, you know, be price sensitive and like be smart about your investments so that you can like continue to do it. What other diecast Iron Mans would you own besides the 46 and 85? Favorite Iron Man diecasts: 46, 47, 7, and probably 85 battle damaged. My favorite is Mark 46 battle damage from Civil War for sure. I think that silhouette looks the best, and that's why I also really like Mark 47. So that one is kind of like far above the other diecast versions. But then I really like the Mark 7. I know a lot of people sleep on it, and it has sat in stock on Sideshow for a lot. But I still really like that armor, and I still think that's like a very iconic armor from like the original Avengers movie, which a lot of people resonate, you know, like the most with that Avengers movie of all the Avengers movies. So I really like the Mark 7. And then like the Mark 85, I don't totally love like the nanotech look. I kind of talked about it in my video. I like the battle damage one, and because it's like so iconic, it's, you know, that's what makes me like really like that figure. But I don't like the Mark 50. I did pick up the Mark 50. I have no intention of doing it, just like that nanotech look. But to answer your question, those are my favorites. Hopefully they will do the Iron Man Marcus Dark 2 and 3. They are very undersized from 4 6. Yeah, they just need to die-cast every Iron Man armor. It just looks silly having the die-cast next to the non-die-cast. But I think they will at some point. I'm going to pick up Return of the Jedi, Luke, A New Hope Han, and Return of the Jedi Boba for $750. Okay, let me see. Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker. Which Return of the Jedi is it? Is it the deluxe Sandstorm one, or is it the Jedi one with the fat suit? A New Hope Han. A New Hope Han is great. Return of the Jedi Boba for $750. Wait, yeah, $750, $200. Yeah, no, that's solid. Especially if that's the Sandstorm Luke, that's a really solid deal. Return of the Jedi Boba. So I actually have an Excel sheet where I've mapped out all of like I think I mentioned in one of my videos. I need to do a video about like this Excel sheet that I made. But I basically did it and like tracked every single figure that's Hot Toys has done that's Star Wars retail versus the average of what it's trading in the secondary market. And it's like an average of like eBay prices and Facebook prices. But one thing that was interesting was not including sequel figures, because a lot of the sequel figures are below retail in the secondary market. There's only 2 figures that were trading below retail in the secondary market that were non-sequel, and it was Return of the Jedi Boba and A New Hope Darth Vader. So I would say I don't have the Return of the Jedi Boba. I actually sold my Return of the Jedi Boba. I prefer the Empire Strikes Back one. That figure, you're at least buying it at the lows, but I don't imagine that figure ever really goes up that much. But A New Hope Han is sick, and so getting those 3 for $750 is definitely a good deal. Especially if you're getting the Sandstorm Luke, that would be sick. You're absolutely right, Warhawk. They are undersized. Yeah, definitely. People are saying Civil War Iron Man will get released. I haven't really read that. That would be great. But you know, the thing with like re-releases, I feel like people are like saying that, but unless there's like hard evidence, like a hard leak, like Scarlet Witch, like I tend to like not really believe those things. Like, you know, I think a lot of them are like kind of hype, but that would be sick if we got a re-release of the Iron Man. That's such a great Iron Man. Yeah, the 2 and the 3 are diecast are however undersized compared to later releases. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see it. Hot Toys Mark 46 is going for $1,000 right now. Mark 6. Wait, Mark 46 is going for $1,000 right now? Really? I didn't know that. Wait, what, on eBay? I'm gonna check that out real quick. I know that figure was like $750. It peaked like 3 months ago, like at least like local highs for that figure was like 750, 800 like 2 months ago, but since came down to like 650. I haven't checked in a while. I didn't know that it actually has risen again. Or maybe you might be talking a different currency, I think, because I see some right now for like 650, 700. I haven't even checked sold listings. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong thing. Anyways, back to Anno Toys. Taking a look at the other things that they have. Shore Trooper. They had Shore Troopers in for a while. I don't know if Brian's still in the chat, but I know he mentioned it on one of the 6 Scale Scavengers podcasts. They had this figure in stock for a bit too, and like getting this figure at 18,000 pesos, which is like $370 USD, an absolute snipe of a deal. To whoever, I know Brian didn't mention it. I don't think Brian mentioned exactly who got that deal on Anno Toys, but that was such a snipe. Good for them. Such a sick deal. So here's some of the ones that I got. So they got Empire Strikes Back Stormtroopers back in stock. They had one, and I noticed it like 2 weeks ago. I was just like randomly like at 1 a.m. just like looking through, like I usually like once a week I go through a couple of like the local low-key spots that I know on the internet to try and see like what Hot Toys deals are, and they had one in stock. Immediately jumped on it, ordered it. It took them a while to like get in contact with me to like invoice me for shipping and everything, which was kind of annoying, but they sent me pictures of like the couple figures that I ordered, so I'm super pumped for this. So like I don't know if you guys are aware, but this figure like usually goes for like $450 on eBay. Sometimes like you can probably get it for like $375, $400 in secondary. I mean, on Facebook, but like I was super gassed to get it at this price. It's like I think I paid like $300. I paid like $301 shipped for this figure. Which is obviously very exciting. And the other one I got, bang. I'll make a video on this when it comes in, but they got the Rogue One Stormtrooper in stock, for 11,200 pesos. Let me just convert that exactly to tell you guys what that is. But if you don't know how much that figure goes for, it goes for a dumb price because I think it was just like really rare, but that's $226 USD. So they had, when I ordered it, they actually said they had 2 in stock, but then they like when they messaged me, they're like, hey, we actually only had like 1 in stock, like our system didn't update, but I still picked it up. So I paid like $270 ship for this figure. And this figure sells like between $400 and $500 all day on eBay, and I don't have it in my collection, so I didn't want to pay that price. So I was super pumped to get this version of the Stormtrooper, like help fill out more like the Rogue One collection. It's just like a weird, like randomly rare Stormtrooper. So I was pumped to get that one at that price. They still have Chirrut. The price is just too much. See, like this is what I don't understand. Why do they have Chirrut for 21,000 pesos and then Rogue One Stormtrooper for 11,200? These figures go for the same price in the secondary market. If not, this Stormtrooper goes for more than Chirrut. So like I don't really know why they do that, but like that's why this site is great. You can get some insane deals. And like New Hope, Han Solo, this one also restocked. That like 2 weeks ago when these other figures I saw. 2 weeks ago, the figures that restocked was Han Solo, Rogue One Stormtrooper, Empire Strikes Back Snowtrooper. So yeah, it was great. Oh, one other thing I do want to mention. I guess this is like hopefully this will like help someone out in the stream. So Darkside Anakin. I know it says out of stock. So one of my friends needed a Darkside Anakin. I already have one, but they needed one. And so when I was going through these things, this was also one of the figures 2 weeks ago that they randomly got in stock. They got one in stock, brand new with the original shipper. And I like told my friend, who's like, yo, can you like order it for me? So like added it to my order for him, and then he ended up saying like he decided that he didn't want it anymore or whatever, and he wanted the light side one. So I ended up canceling it. But that price is, how much is that? 18,700. So that's $380 plus you're gonna pay like $50 for shipping, so that's like $420. But like I haven't followed this one that too closely in the secondary market, but I know it says out of stock, but I think it says out of stock because I'm the one who ordered it, and because I canceled, they still haven't put it back in stock. So if any of you guys are looking for Darkside Anakin, and want to pay like 420 shipped for a brand new one, I would message Anno Toys on Facebook and just ask them if they have it in stock. It's possible that it might have came back in stock and someone already ordered it, but I think it's also possible that they just never updated the system after I canceled my order, so they still might have one. So for any of you in the stream that don't have one and want to pay 420 shipped, like, I would jump on that. I think that's a good deal for Darkside Anakin for sure. I figure it got up to like $700 just like 2 months ago. What else? I guess that's basically it for Star Wars. But yeah, if you guys don't follow Anno Toys at all, I think it's worth it. Just check in I check in like once a week, maybe sometimes twice a week. You just never know. I don't know why they just like randomly go in stock with some figures, but it's great, and you can get some insane deals. I'm still waiting for the day when they're going to put the Short Trooper back in stock one day. But this deal for Hoth Leia is very good considering what's going for in the secondary market right now. What do you guys think? Why is Hoth Leia going for so much right now? I don't know why it just like jumped out of nowhere. It's pretty supportive though for Bespin Leia. Like, I was pretty hot on Bespin Leia. Bespin Leia has so many figures that can come out and really support that figure in the secondary market. So like, if Hoth Leia can do this, it makes me like even more bullish about Bespin Leia. But I don't know why Hoth Leia all of a sudden jumped out of nowhere. Like, you could pick up that figure for $300 for the longest time, but now she like sells for $450 on eBay. So, and at a time when like Marvel's in the spotlight, pretty sick. But yeah, getting back to originally why I turned on the stream, I have a $25 off code, and I'm trying to figure out if there's anything I want to order or just wait for the Hot Toys premieres, because you can now use you can now use $25 off codes on pre-orders on Sideshow, which is great. Still haven't ordered Hawkeye. I don't think I'm going to. I don't know. Well, even if I do order, I'm definitely not going to order that one. I would order the deluxe version. Mysterio as well. Are you guys picking up Mysterio? I still need to do a video on him. There's just not that many Marvel villains, so like, it really makes me want to get this figure, especially because Spider-Man is like amazing, and I actually really like the Far From Home movie. I just wish that it came with a Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt. It's definitely confirmed that it's not coming with one, right? I don't know. I think I might. I don't know if I'm gonna pick it up. What do you guys think? Is anyone picking up this figure? Hopefully soon. They will put up for pre-order the Airborne Trooper until they keep teasing us. Awesome design, that one, dude. I don't know. I can't believe the Airborne Trooper. Where's Bespin Luke? If they don't announce Bespin Luke this week, I don't know what they're waiting for. I mean, the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back came and gone, and we didn't hear anything on that. But yeah, Airborne Trooper, we need that. Probably because Endor Leia coming out. Oh, Kyle, to the why Hoth Leia is doing so well? Yeah, maybe people like want to complete like their Leia collection, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's like somewhat of a fair argument, but I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I think there's got to be a bigger reason why people all of a sudden are just bidding up Hoth Leia's. Need your help, bro. Found a Civil War machine for $500, but I also found the Civil War Ant-Man and the reissued tech suit Spider-Man, which together both cost $400. Wait, Civil War. Dude, tech suit Spider-Man is great. Wait, what was it? Tech suit Spider-Man and Ant-Man for $500. Is it the Ant-Man? Oh, Civil War Ant-Man. I would get the Civil War Ant-Man and the reissued Spider-Man. Tech suit Spider-Man is great, and if you haven't noticed, Homecoming Spider-Man, the deluxe one with the jacket, got up to about $550 in secondary market like 3 months ago, and then trended all the way down to like $320, and is now trading again at like $475 in secondary market. Spider-Man's do very well, especially that suit color, and I feel like there's always people looking for the red and blue Spider-Man tech suit armor. I would jump on that one if anything. Plus, and then also like Ant-Man, like that is the Ant-Man that seems like is more desirable of fans. I think I like the color scheme of the Endgame Ant-Man more, but like the head sculpt just like totally no way. I think you're getting a good deal. I would pick up Spider-Man, Civil War, Ant-Man. They might reissue that Hoth Leia in the 40th vintage package. That would be pretty sick. It sounds like people are actually pretty gassed up on this 40th package. I wasn't like too into it until I saw like the sideshow which is like unsealed and revealed, and he showed that the box for that thing seems really thick. That seems like it's actually going. It's like not cheap, and as much as I hate displaying my hot toy in the box, I might end up displaying the vintage Boba Fett in the box. But I think I actually liked that packaging a lot more than I thought I would. That would be sick if we got a vintage 40th packaging for Hoth Leia. Is there a rumor that Hoth, Han, or Luke could be coming? Because that might be why. I haven't heard any rumors of that. I would definitely believe that would make sense as to why Hoth Leia would go up that much, but I haven't heard any rumors of that. I feel like we would have heard of that by now. Usually, like the price, like prices going up is like a lagging indicator of like a rumor, not like a leading indicator. So I think we would have heard of it now, but that would be so sick if we got Hoth, Han, and Luke. There's so many sick Star Wars figures that they can do. Yet we get Jawa and Gonk Droid. Blows my mind. Some collectors say that Mark 6, 7 are real goats because they're the only two suits that were in two movies. Yeah, I love the Iron Man Mark 7 armor. I don't even care that figure is like sitting on Sideshow and like in stock and like 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 you can still get it like below retail right now. Like that I love. Like, I think that figure balances the like heavy duty look and like the slim Iron Man so well. It is coming out with a head sculpt. Mysterio is a cop for me, and I will get a third-party head. Wait, it is coming out with a head sculpt. Mysterio is coming out with a head sculpt? Really? I feel like I haven't seen that anywhere. That would totally change my... I would definitely buy this figure if it comes with a Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt. I need to do more research on that then. I didn't know that it was. Pre-ordered Attack of the Clones Yoda from Sideshow. Used $25 off. Dude, sick deal. Yeah. The Attack of the Clones Yoda is fantastic. It's a little small, but like they just mastered that head sculpt. That's a great deal, dude. It feels so good to use rewards and promo codes. And I don't know why Sideshow's been pumping out so many promo codes. For a while, they were doing like a thing where like if you just order any Marvel figure, they send you a $25 off code, but they've been doing it for Star Wars toys too now. Like, I got a $25 off code for ordering a Marvel figure, used it to order a Bespin Leia, and then they sent me another $25 off code after I bought that Bespin Leia, which I used a $25 off code on. So I don't know why they've like been doing it so much. It was great. When Mysterio first went up for pre-order, Sideshow didn't require NRD, so I secured a pre-order. That's sick. I wish I did too. It's so nice when it doesn't have non-refundable deposit. That's just literally a free option. Like in finance, options are very expensive. Having a non-refundable, having no NRD, I would jump on almost any figure that doesn't have an NRD, even if it's like a DC figure or something. Just like hop on the pre-order, and you have so much time to stay on the pre-order too. Like sometimes like 6 months where you don't like have to make any payments. Like I would definitely just hop on the pre-order if there is no refundable deposit and just wait it out. So that's sick you got on there. My Mark 46 brand new is going for $1,000 and up on eBay right now. Oh dang! Do you have you guys have interest in it? Like at $1,000? Like do you have people like watching your listing and stuff? That's insane. I didn't know that figure. If it sells at that price, that's insane. That's a Mark 47 is going to be such a cop at retail. Like same silhouette armor as the Mark 46, which is the best silhouette in my opinion. If they reissue most of the figures in the first Avengers movie, which it looks like they will you be collecting that line? I already sold my Loki like 4 months ago. I probably will. I hate to admit it. I have the Mark 7, and I think it's going to look so good with the Mark 7. Like, I want to see how they do with Thor, because the first Thor from the first Avengers movie is absolutely abysmal by Hot Toys. So, if they do well by that Thor, that might lead me to pick up more of them, but I probably will end up doing it because I'm a degenerate, but yeah, I probably will. That's because they started to tax certain states like New Jersey. Sucks. Oh, that's why they started doing the $25 off code everywhere. I didn't notice because I've been paying taxes on online stuff. It feels like 2 years now because um, I didn't know I didn't know that's why they're doing that. But I mean, I think there's still some states that still don't have it. Like, is it Rhode Island or New Hampshire? I think maybe it's New Hampshire that still doesn't do self-paid tax. I don't know if Brian's still in here, but I know one of the northeastern states doesn't do tax anymore. That is so sick for whoever has that. Like, that's just basically you're getting a $20 off code every single time. Bespin Luke and Han in 40th vintage. X-Wing Luke would be incredible in the 40th vintages. I mean, I would drink to all of that. Those would all be fantastic. The only thing about the vintage boxing, I noticed, I wish that they like tried their best to not have like any plastic or anything in the window, because I'm probably gonna display him like both out of the package and in the box at different times. And I notice when he's in the box, like having the plastic over him and everything, if you like want to keep it like mint in box and never open it, it kind of like looks worse. So like hopefully, I know this is like their first time doing like this vintage box, so hopefully they just like perfect it a bit. That'd be great. I purchased a Mark 46 years ago and I love it. It was an amazing purchase. They restocked that figure like 2 months ago when that sideshow had that restock. Like whoever got that was such a cop. $353 for a brand new Mark 46. Delaware, we don't have to pay tax. Yeah, that's so great. Florida, yep, definitely paying tax. That's so great for you guys. It's just like an added benefit. I wonder if you guys are going to end up at some point having to start paying taxes, but that's great for you. You guys don't have to right now. These figures really start adding up with tax. Yep, I live in Delaware, paying no taxes. Delaware seems like the place to be. Yeah, the taxes suck. It puts like, especially when you're buying like Endgame Thanos or like Endgame Iron Man, like those are not negligible amounts that you have to pay for the tax. Like, you know, it can like push me off the fence sometimes. It's annoying. And like on eBay, you have to pay tax. And what I hate about buying figures on eBay, especially when I first started, I would sometimes forget that I'm gonna have to pay tax. So I would like negotiate with somebody in the messaging like for a while, and then like we'd agree to a price, and then I'd buy it, and then I would pay like $25 for tax, and I was like, oh shit, oh crap, like I forgot that like I had to pay tax, like so whack. I wonder why the Hot Toys Civil War Black Panther stocks didn't rise, being that it was the first appearance in a movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a Black Panther in my collection. But I feel like the first appearance for like figures like Hot Toys, like I feel like that doesn't carry like that much weight for figures. Although someone earlier in the stream mentioned like the original issue of Mandalorian might do really well because it's going to be like the first appearance for the Mandalorian. Like I think that actually carries like a decent amount of weight to it. That was a really interesting opinion I hadn't thought of before. Back to shopping. Slim War Machine, not a big fan. Still haven't ordered. As much as I love Spider-Man, I feel like I pick up every Spider-Man figure. Cannot wait for the homemade suit Spider-Man to come out. Let me just close some of these tabs. I still haven't picked up the stealth suit. I think I'm going to. I don't know why I'm still haven't done it yet. I wish it came with a Tom Holland head sculpt though. Can't get enough Tom Holland head sculpts. I guess you get like the eyes look. Are you guys picking up this figure? Let's see. Probably because it was a Beer Bones Heck figure. Fair. Bro, is there any way besides eBay you recommend getting Civil War figures? So far, I bought the 46, Captain Winter Soldier, Black Panther, Hawkeye. Much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. eBay, you should try and avoid eBay as much as you can. eBay is like, like you can't blame the people selling on eBay. They have to like, they're gonna get 10% they're gonna have to pay 10%, but like you basically have to pay like eBay prices plus tax. Like it's best to just try and get into the Facebook groups. I'm sure you're already in the Facebook groups. Like just make sure you're a part of the big ones like 1/6 Scale, Toshi Station, all those like large marketplaces. And I would say some of the oh, actually I do have a pretty good tip for eBay. This is something that when I started getting like really scaling up in Hot Toys, and there was a lot of figures that I had to go back and pick up. The one of the big things that I used to do that was that worked like very well for me is every day, like not every day, but like a couple times a week, I would go on eBay and I would search, like, say you want to pick up, like you said you want to pick up Civil War figures. I would look up Marvel Civil War Hot Toys, and then I would filter it by newly listed, and then like every day I was always on top of every new. I was doing this stuff for Star Wars Hot Toys, and I was on top of every new listing that there was. And anytime there was a new listing, specifically when someone put something up for auction, and they say you want to pick up the Mark 46, right? And you know that figure is like probably going to sell for $700. Somebody puts up an auction with 7 days remaining for like starting bid at like $200. I would immediately like message those people and say, hey, I saw you just like put this figure up for auction. I saw you put it up for auction for like $200. Like I was wondering if you would do 500, say for like a Mark 7 that you know is Mark 46 that you know is going to go for like 700. Would you do 500? Like I'm like PayPal ready. And like I would say it surprisingly worked probably like 40% of the time. The big one where it really worked for me was when I was trying to find when I was trying to find a Grand Moff Tarkin. I really didn't want to pay like $450 for just a Tarkin, and I noticed that somebody put the Tarkin and Darth Vader 2-pack and listed it for the auction. 7 days remaining. Starting bid $250. And at the time, that 2-pack was going for about $600. I immediately messaged him and I said, yo, like did the whole like spiel and said, would you do $400 for this 2-pack? Kind of lowballing him, which is like kind of scummy, but like just trying to like get a feel for like where he's at. And he came back and he was like, dude, he's like, thanks for like reaching out. I did just put it up for auction. Honestly, I don't really feel like dealing with the whole like auction process. Like people have like done auctions with me in the past, and once they win the auction, they just like cancel the order, and it's so frustrating. He said, would you do $450? And I was like, I was like, done. I'll do $450. Like, we'll PayPal you now. Like, PayPal'd him, and he shipped it, and that's how I got Grand Moff Tarkin and Darth Vader for $250. Ended up selling the Darth Vader for like $250 or something. So I paid like $200 or like a little bit more than $200 for my Grand Moff Tarkin. So that's like one of the big tips that I would give for finding figures on eBay is just getting in people's DMs as soon as they put something up, and just constantly filtering the new listings to try and be the first person to hop on like a new listing. Okay, let me catch up a little bit. These figures are starting to add up when you buy in the secondary market. Trust me, I know. Yeah, dude. The secondary market is tough. The hardest part about scaling up into Hot Toys is like breaking through and grabbing all of the figures that you've missed out on. It's a pretty painful process. I know. I was there too. Like I had to pick up like Revenge of the Sith, like Darkside Anakin, and like Obi-Wan. It's tough. You just gotta you just gotta hunt on Facebook groups and eBay. Facebook groups are really tough though. Like I know a lot of people advocate for Facebook groups, and I do as well, but it's tough because it's so much competition. Because when there's like 7,000 people in the group, which means like there's probably at any given time there's probably at least like 500 people looking at the page when somebody drops a new listing. And if someone drops like a Darkside Anakin for like $375, it's literally gone in like 3 minutes. I've messaged people like when I see the listing and it says just now. You know how like it will tell you the time when the posting was made, like 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago. I've seen somewhere where it says just now. I message them and it's already gone. So that's why like I actually really like doing the eBay new listed method to try and get like good deals on stuff in the secondary market. Thankfully, I picked up a lot of figures I already want from the secondary market, so I haven't done it in a while. But I have the Hot Toy homemade suit. It's dope. You're going to love it. Dude, how did you get yours already? Did you order yours from Hong Kong, Austin? I noticed so many people are getting them, but I don't know when I'm getting mine, but I'm just so ready to get it. Getting some sick poses. I have a Mark 43 and an Iron Man 3 War Machine. Should I dump both of them and go for the Infinity War versions of them? Already have Infinity War Bucky and Thor. I personally don't really like the Mark 43. I mean, if I were in your shoes, I would probably try and find a way to like as as like get as much money as possible for those, but I probably would swap out of those into like more desirable Ironmans, especially if you don't really like them. Just try and get the most money you can from them, but like have having a figure that you don't really like, and I've been in this position so many times, that you don't really like but is going like so low in the secondary market, like just holding out, like hoping for some reason that it's going to like jump in price and capitalize on that and try and sell it. Like it's kind of like a losing methodology, at least in my experience. It's again, that's just like trying to time the market. It's just like, so hard to time the market. I think it's better to just like think about those figures and like from the fundamental perspective and try and think like, is there any reason why these figures are going to go up in the future? If not, and if you don't like them, you should probably just sell them and get figures that you do like, so that you don't have figures that you don't like. You can minimize the amount of time you have figures you don't like in your collection. What if Hot Toy releases Bespin Luke 1 year after it shows up the deluxe version, Empire Strikes Back version? They always do it that way. Yeah, I mean, they probably will. I'm gonna fall for it again. It's so annoying how they do that. But like at least they didn't do that with the Mandalorian and Beskar outfit. Like they announced the regular and deluxe at the same time. I hope they don't do that though. But if they do it, I already know I'm gonna buy both of them, which is unfortunate. But they'll take my money for those types of figures. I just hope they remake Stealth Suit Captain America after Endgame. They have such a good opportunity. That is one of the best caps and needs to be updated. For sure. I've talked about that figure in some of my videos too. Stealth Suit Captain America is totally the best body fit for Captain America. I wish they did that body fit for Endgame. The Endgame one just looks a bit bulky. Yeah, I hope they do that as well. Makari was pretty good too for some good spot. Has Makari worked for a lot of people? I haven't, I know a lot of people swear by Makari. I haven't been able to find that many good deals on it. And most of the, maybe just because I don't check it enough, but I feel like a lot of people are talking about Makari lately, but I just haven't been able to find that many great deals on Makari. Would it be smart to buy the first release Spider-Man homemade suit? I know there's the reissue, but I want the Tom Holland head sculpt. Yes, that version of here. I actually have it right here. I love this. I love that version of Spider-Man. I know you can get the movie promo one. I don't know how well you can see it. I can't actually see my stream, but the yellow jacket on this figure is just so great, and I think it's kind of silly that when I saw that, I was like, oh, am I really gonna use that? And then before I bought it, I was like, wait, I definitely am going to use that. But the Tom Holland head sculpt is so awesome. It's so whack that it's not coming with the homemade suit Spider-Man. I don't know why they're not doing that, but the Tom Holland head sculpt on this is I think it's one of the best Marvel head sculpts, and I think it rivals some of the top head sculpts for. Let me just put this back real quick. I'll put it back later. It rivals some of the best head sculpts for Star Wars too, like Grand Moff Tarkin, Director Krennic, etc. I don't think it's dumb at all. I think that you should try it and find it. Unfortunately, Homecoming. Oh, sorry, you said homemade suit Spider-Man. My bad. No, I probably would pick up the new one. Unless you can find a good deal on the old homemade suit. There's some pretty nice improvements on this new homemade suit from the reviews I've seen, but it's so whack that it's not coming with a head sculpt. Sorry, I misread your message, but I do really like the Homecoming Spider-Man as well. What do you think is the Mount Rushmore of Captain America figures? I think Age of Ultron, Captain America figure, hands down. Age of Ultron, I would say Age of Ultron, Civil War, Stealth Suit, and Endgame. But I would say Endgame seems like it's going to be the best version, although I think it's not perfect. I think if they did Endgame Captain America with all of the accessories, but in the Stealth Suit's body type for Captain America, I think that would have been the best Captain America. I wish they did that, but it is what it is. Use the make offer option also. Yeah, the make offer option helps too, but at that point, sometimes it just feels like you're just lowballing people. And being someone that has sold a lot of figures on eBay, when people just send me a lowball on the make offer thing, I usually just ignore it or whatever. But yeah, that can work too. I just think it has a little bit less success rate, but Definitely useful. The Luke is the regular Jedi one, and the Boba Fett is the Sarlacc pit one. Yeah, the Boba Fett unfortunately just doesn't do that well, and I don't see like any catalyst for why that figure would go up. But for 750, that definitely is a super solid deal, especially because you're getting a New Hope Han. Um, Man, spend that money. My first figures was a $400 piece. Yeah, it's tough. Are you going to do a collection tour? Yeah, I will. The reason why I haven't done one yet is because I only have like one detail up right now. So like a lot of my figures are still like in. I had to like put a lot of figures like back in the box. So like it's not like going to be like that interesting yet. But I'm just waiting to just get like one or two more details in, and then I'm going to do like a full collection tour when I have everything out on display. But right now I only have like 4 shelves. Right now, I actually just switched up my display today, though. I put Grand Moff Tarkin out with Derek DeKrennic, which looks sick. I put the Mark 7. I have the Mark 7 right now with my Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm waiting for to get the Mark 47, and then I'll do that for a shelf. Do a collection or two. I purchased my Spider-Man homemade suit years ago before it really got hot. Yeah, good purchase. That's what's so awesome about Hot Toys. I feel like I find myself saying that sentence so often. Like, oh, I purchased this Hot Toy like so long ago. Like, it's doing so well now. That's what's great about Hot Toys. It's just like it's just like an asset class that's like almost always appreciating, which is like great. Once you catch up from the past, you have to buy everything when they come out. It's like the only way to stay ahead of this. Yep, for sure. And it also becomes like easier to have a better understanding of what figures are like going to do well. Like it's not rocket science to tell that like Captain Rex is going to do like much better than like Jawa and the Gonk Droid are going to do on a percentage basis. It feels so good to like once you get all of like the old figures that you missed out on to be like ahead of the game again and like be able to like pick up other like all the new figures like and get them for retail. You feel like blessed getting them for retail. It would be awesome to see Lando in vintage packaging, for sure. It would be awesome to see Lando, period. Makari is hit or miss. It's not consistent. Yeah, it's hit or miss for me, too. Great for sellers, not buyers. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Civil War Cap battle damaged. Yeah. I purchased my Spider-Man Homecoming suit and the homemade suit years ago, and I love them both. Two great figures for sure. I don't know if I'm going to pick up the Cell suit, though. I feel like I have to because I really like Spider-Man, but I don't know. What else we got? Sith Trooper, definitely not picking up. These team suit things, I don't know if I'm going to yet or not. Captain Marvel, not picking up. Deluxe Jet Trooper, definitely not picking up. If you haven't noticed, not like too keen on most of like the sequel figures. I do really like the Kylo Ren, but a lot of these other ones like Crate Luke and all those, I pass on all of them. Battle Damage Mark 85. Still haven't ordered mine. I know I would get like crucified for this, but I don't know what I'm waiting for. I know I'm gonna end up doing it at some point, but I'm not gonna order it from Sideshow. I'm gonna give my business to like. There's a lot of like local retailers that I prefer to buy from, so I'll definitely give my business to them. But I'm not gonna use my like $25 off code to buy this figure on a percentage basis. It's just not that great. I still haven't gotten my Han Solo Deluxe. I ordered it from a different website called Steven's Collectibles. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them, but still waiting for those to come out. You flip anything else other than Hot Toys, like SH Figure Arts or Funko Pops? So I don't really like flip anything. Like I don't like. I wouldn't say that I like buy and sell Hot Toys. Like just like try and make money. But do I don't know. Do I like collect any others? It's really just Hot Toys. I am really big into vintage collection. I actually have like almost like the full vintage collection. I have like a lot of Black Series. But I never like got into like Funko Pops or SH Figure Arts, just because I've never been like interested in like collecting them. Basically, when I get into like a hobby, I wouldn't say that I like flip things, but I do. I wouldn't say that I flip things, but I would say that I collect I try and collect in the most economically profitable way. And usually that means like for vintage collection, for me, it was like trying to buy in as big of bulk as possible. Like buy like, like lots of like 20 or 30 or 40. One time I bought a lot of 110 vintage collection figures at once, and then like keep the ones that I want and sell the ones that I don't want. And then for Hot Toys, for me, it's all about like buying the ones that I really like. And like sometimes when I'm really bullish on a figure, I will buy like 2 of them, or there has been some cases where maybe I bought 3 of one figure, with the anticipation that I think it's going to go up, and like either like sell it or trade it for like a figure that is going for a lot in the secondary market, like a Jin Urso or something. But no, to answer your question, it's particularly these days just with Hot Toys. I know you don't collect DC, but Wonder Woman is waitlist now, and she's ticking up on eBay. Yeah. I just don't really collect DC and don't follow it enough to give like an accurate opinion on what I think about a figure. But that's interesting for Wonder Woman. Are you looking forward to Spider-Man Far From Home figure? Definitely. I mean, I can't wait for the homemade suit to come out, and like the black and red suit. But like I love Spider-Man. It's definitely my favorite character from Marvel. The Nightmare Batman is going for $800 due to Snyder Cut, which is crazy. I bought the Justice League Batman in anticipation of the Snyder Cut coming out before it gets too expensive. Nice, that's great. That seems like a very like forward looking like investment. That's great. Unfortunately I don't collect DC too much, so I feel like I don't have like much to add to that. But that's super interesting. But yeah, still haven't gotten my Han Solo Deluxe. Still waiting for that. Mud Trooper's obviously full. Boba Fett. I don't know. I guess my only real option is, I guess I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm either gonna order a second Cody, Vintage Boba, or Qui-Gon, because I can't get them anywhere else now. Like all of like the local spots I shop from, like Steven Collectibles, are already sold out of Cody and Qui-Gon. Obviously, you can't get Vintage Boba because it's a Sideshow exclusive. So I'll either pick up one of those 3, or I'm just gonna wait and see what figures are announced this week for Sideshow Con, and if I can use the $25 off code on those, which I imagine I can, I'll probably just do that. But I'm pumped for this Sideshow Con. Do you guys know it starts tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time, right? I think I saw someone post that today in one of the groups. I'm super pumped for that. I wonder what we're going to get. Like, I made like a video about it and have my like thoughts on what I think we get, but like that would be sick if we just get something out of left field. If we get a Moff Gideon, that would be so tough. That's like one of the figures that I'm like most anticipating to come out. Obviously, like that actor is fantastic. I think his name is Giancarlo Esposito, maybe. I forget his name, but he's in Breaking Bad. He plays Gus in Breaking Bad, and he does an unbelievable job in that series. It's such a great series. And I thought that he was sick for like the couple of scenes that we saw him in The Mandalorian. I can't wait for season 2, and like getting a Hot Toys Moff Gideon with a Darksaber is like going to be so sick. How do you see Hot Toys improving their products 5 to 10 years from now? Possibly to like seamless body types or 100% accurate facial scans. I think they're like a master of their craft. I think like definitely the seamless body, they can still improve. Getting a 100% face scan seems fair, but I already think that some of their head sculpts, I can't imagine how they could do any better. Like I'm looking at Grand Moff Tarkin and Director Krennic right now, especially Grand Moff Tarkin. I don't know how they could have done that face sculpt better. They need to be able to do the Luke and Leia and Han sculpts better, but like for some of their other sculpts, I think that they've already mastered it. I don't really have like that many tips for how Hot Toys can improve in terms of like sculpting and stuff. They're just the masters of their class. It's really remarkable. I really hope they make a Hot Toy of Miles from the upcoming PS5 game. Yep, that would be sick. I mean, I bet they very well could. Good investment con on the Batman. Will you ever do a Hot Toys giveaway? Potentially at one point. We'll see like down the line as like the channel gets bigger, but hopefully if like the channel continues to grow, I would definitely like look into that. Obviously that'd be a pretty big giveaway, but maybe maybe at like 1,000 subscribers, I would like entertain maybe giving away a hot toy or doing some type of contest or something. I think that'd be fun. Do the suits on Captain Marvel's bother you when it comes to posing? Yeah, Captain Marvel, Iron Suit, Spider-Man, like they all have like that similar issue, which is just like really annoying, where it's just like hard to pose them or you're afraid to like bend the material. Bro, how do we find out about Hot Toys unveils next week? Sideshow has like, have you signed up for like the Sideshow Con? And then like, if you're in the Facebook groups, like every single morning, the first thing I do is like I wake up like very early for work, but like wake up, like check my phone, and I go into like the Facebook group, and almost every time Hot Toys is already posted, because obviously Hong Kong is 12 hours ahead of us, so they've already posted like an announcement of whatever figure they just dropped or anything. So make sure on Facebook to like the Hot Toys page and like the Hot Toys secret page. But I would say that's the best way to like stay up to date on like these releases. But don't worry, if you are part of the community at all, you will know when they make an announcement. They're everywhere. Moff would fit great with my Sith group. Yeah, Moff Gideon is so sick. Just imagine like Moff Gideon with like 8 Death Troopers. It would be expensive, but that would just look so great. All right, cool. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream. Need to get to bed, have work tomorrow, but this is cool. Maybe we might start making a habit of this. Maybe like every Sunday I'll start doing like a live stream. I feel like more people actually came into the stream than I expected, which is great. It was definitely fun. Thanks for everybody like tuning in, being active in the chat. It was awesome, like hearing all of your guys' opinion and answering any questions and everything. But maybe I'll put up a live stream again this week when we see like these Hot Toys announcements. Like I'm super pumped for these, and I'm excited to see what we get. This is definitely an exciting time to be a Hot Toys collector. So we'll see what come out. I'll be sure to get out videos as soon as I can on any announcements, my thoughts on them, from a collector and investment perspective, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. This is 6 Scale Economist, and we'll hopefully try and do a stream again soon.